Hey, what's up, cats and kittens? And shout out to all my Cerebralites. It's me, the Cerebral Diva, and I am back with a review of Black Ink Crew Season 5, Episode 13. Now, I know it seems a little random that I'm starting Season 5, Episode 13, but I'm a little bit of a late bloomer to the whole review thing. So you'll have to forgive me if I forego reviewing the entire season and just pick up on the most recent episode, which is Season 5, Episode 13, where we last left off with Duchess and Caesar in Puerto Rico, where there was a tattoo convention that the Black Crew and Duchess were both attending. And Duchess decided that she wanted to reconcile with Caesar after throwing tantrum upon tantrum upon tantrum. And it was Caesar that ultimately gave a big thumbs down to the reconciliation. Now, I applaud Caesar for doing that because someone had to be smart enough to just say, look, enough is enough. It's not working. You go your way, I'll go my way. Or, I'm a firm believer in to keep some things, you have to let them go. And sometimes you have to let it go to let it grow. And when it comes back, hopefully it's matured to the degree that it'll be a better fit than it was before. So Caesar sort of washed his hands of the whole relationship with Duchess, and you could tell that she was crushed because I think up until that point she thought that she was in the pole position. She felt like she had the power, and in that instance she realized that no, it was Caesar who was really holding all the cards, as far as the emotional investment went. And that's why I think as women it's so important to find a man that likes you more than you like him. Because otherwise you wind up being the Duchess of the world and you don't want to be that girl. So anyhow, Caesar has officially cut ties with Duchess. The two of them are no longer together. And that's where the most recent episode picks off. Now we're seeing Caesar sort of tap into his inner hole in this episode. He's pretty much flirting with anything that moves. He's flirting with Kit from the shop. He's flirting with one of Sky's friends, Allison. He's flirting with one of his tattoo clients. I mean, in the words of Evelyn Braxton, he is laying it low and spreading it wide. So it's really interesting to see Caesar be able to openly express his inner whoredom in a way that's not being stifled by being in a relationship with Duchess. Because, even though I'm not a huge fan of Duchess, I believe that Caesar was not faithful to her. I believe that Caesar was not loyal. And some of the way some of Duchess' feelings were actually valid feelings. I'm just not a big fan of the way that she expresses herself. There's something so just dry and laconic about her that just, I don't know, she just doesn't have a likable spirit for me personally. But you know what's really interesting too is that one of my favorite people on the show was Sky. I mean, I fell in love with Sky. I believe it was 2 seasons ago when she went to jail back down in Arizona. To me, she just seems like the realest, dopest homegirl that you could ever have. But after seeing her in these recent episodes, I don't know, she's a little conniving to me because watching her claim Duchess is her best friend and like they're so tight, they're peas in a pod. The way she was able to instantly switch loyalty to Tattoo Babe when Caesar was dating her, and not even just switching loyalty, it's just she was just so over the top that it comes across as phony and insincere. Like she's so in love with Tattoo Babe. She's trying to sort of force herself to be quote unquote the closest to Tattoo Babe, because what she's trying to do is make sure that she preserves her position, which is a smart thing to do. But even though it's smart business wise, the way it plays out, the way it looks, the optics of it, I'm just not a fan of it. It makes her look like, she's an opportunist. And that's how I feel about her now. I don't necessarily see her in the same light that I saw her before. So anyhow, Back to the most recent episode. So Melody, who is my new favorite, Melody, whoever she is, the tree hugger hippie girl with the dreads. Um, she, in the words of I believe Juliana Rancic, she looks like she smells like patchouli. Yeah, that's the girl. So she is now vying for the position of co-manager with Sky, and the two of them are trying to bring in some new blood into the shop. And Teddy is not really a fan of that, being that he wants to be the manager. But I think Teddy is in the wrong business. Teddy needs to go down to King of Diamonds, or what's the strip club in Atlanta that everyone goes to? Basically, Teddy needs to manage a strip club. He does not need to be in a tattoo shop. Teddy is uh, uh, what is this? A satyr? Yeah, that's like the male version of a nymph. Like, he just has an insatiable sexual appetite that is constantly affecting the way that he does business. At least that's the way it comes off on television. I don't know him in personal life, but I don't think that he needs to manage any business. And the same is true for Sky. Sky is just when I think about someone running my business, Sky is not the personality nor the temperament that I would ever want to represent my business interests. Sorry, she's cool. She's definitely the girl I would call if I were in a fight, but for backup. But I definitely don't want her handling my business in any way, shape, or form. So how and what qualifications does Sky have to be a manager? I guess I'd have to know what the responsibilities of being the manager of a tattoo shop were, but based on what I know of her, I just don't see her as managerial material. Now, that's just me. She couldn't run my business, but hey, if this is Caesar's business, if he thinks that she's qualified, then so be it. So, Melanie and Sky are both vying for co managerial positions. What else is going on? Oh, Richard, aka O-ish. He and his girlfriend are with child. Now, O-ish has four kids by four different baby mothers. Now, if that is not the epitome of, I'm not going to use the G word, it's just tacky. It's just tacky. And I try not to be a judgmental person, but look, four times, clearly the man has an aversion to condoms. Um, and clearly he's quite potent. So these women who are choosing to procreate with him, I'm I'm mystified as to why they would want to have a child with a man who already has three other child. I'm trying to think of his new wife's name. They were investigating her last week, but she's not really a key player in the show, so I haven't really committed her name to memory. But anyway, his new girlfriend, who's from California, who has sort of this suspect history, is now with child also. And it's going to be interesting to see how he navigates being a father for the fourth time. At least to his credit, this time he is married. So hopefully he's going to make a better go at building a family versus spreading his seed. And once again, to quote Evelyn Braxton, laying it low and spreading it wide. I mean, that is the epitome of spreading it wide. I mean, he's basically impregnating anyone who's willing to be pregnant at this point. So that's that. Oh, and then you have the Korean or Asian girl, Bae, who's having some family issues. I don't, look, I'm just gonna be honest. It seemed forced and it seemed contrived to me. They do this sort of mock anger management exercise where they bring out a dummy with a bat and they have her beat it, and things that we've seen on other shows before. So I wasn't really here for that part of it. So I actually fast forwarded through it just because I don't know. It's just awkward for me to watch. But anyway, Caesar's out being a hoe. I have a tie. I have two favorites now. There's a tie between Melanie and Donna. I just love Donna because Donna to me is the real that I thought Sky was. Donna is unapologetically her. She makes no excuses for the choices she's made. I am who I am. I'm flawed. I'm promiscuous. I like men. I like women. She's just herself. She's kind of what, I don't want to say what I wish I could be, but there's that part of me that's always dying to just do something that I'm not supposed to do, because I'm always so just so disciplined. And so when I see people like Donna, there's a part of me that's slightly envious of people who are just able to just be themselves and not worry about the repercussions. Like, I'm not encouraging anyone to be promiscuous, and certainly not be promiscuous and not be protected, but it's just cool to see a woman who's, in control of her sexuality as opposed to being objectified. She embraces sex. She embraces, her libido in a way that most women don't feel they have permission to, and she gives herself permission to enjoy herself. So I love Donna for that. And I also love the fact that, Donna is not a person she's not a quitter. They've tried to get rid of her several times. Each time she's like a roach when you turn off the lights. She comes back even stronger. So for that reason, I'm a huge Donna fan. But if you're not a fan of Black Ink Crew, I highly suggest you check it out. Yeah, and that's about it. So as always, in closing, you guys, remember to live better, love harder, think smarter, and tune in next week for the Season 5 Episode 14 review. It's me, the Cerebral Diva, and I will talk to you guys again soon.